Cassava is one of the most important food in Nigeria. Every household in Nigeria, almost every household in Nigeria enjoys cassava. Cassava takes a lot of, just very few process, not really a lot of process, very few process to process in, and every household in Nigeria knows how to. Okay, most household in Nigeria knows how to process cassava. Cassava can be grown anywhere, both in your house. You can grow cassava in your house, and just a single stem of cassava can give you few tubers that would give you many kilograms of cassava. Cassava can be processed both industrially and then in your house too. There are different ways of locally processing cassava, and there are other ways of doing it in industrial level. So cassava can be consumed as the normal curry flakes, and you can use it to make fufu, and then you can drink it directly with your sugar, your milk, your groundnut. And cassava is the savior of students in Nigeria. So this in industrial way of processing cassava in large quantity. The cassava is first of all being delivered to the machine, and then it's almost exactly the same thing with processing it locally. So the cassava is first of all washed, and then is washed in the machine, and then depending on the size of the amount of the cassava and the efficiency of the machine, it takes quite some time to do. And then the washing, after the washing process, the machine delivers it to other parts where it is going to be cleaned up to very well, so you know what you're consuming. The next thing is you ground the cassava. The cassava is being grounded into particles, and then this kind of grounding, it takes quite some time on its own too. And then after that, after the grounding, it is being grounded into grains, not dust actually. So because the cassava has some amount of water inside it, so the cassava comes out as liquid. Some of them is quite thicker, but you can put water inside it so it can come out, can flow out very well. And the next thing is to separate out the water from the grain. You separate out the water from the grain and you compress it out. You press it very well, and then after pressing it, the next thing is to fry it. Now this is the final separation of the water. This particular separation of water from the cassava helps to preserve the cassava. It can stay as much as a month, it can stay as much as a few months if it is well dried. But once it has contact with water, it ferments and it gets decayed. So this is the local process of processing cassava. You first of, after washing the cassava and grounding the cassava and compressing it, you make the cassava into grain, where you use your sieve to sieve it out, and then use it as present it as grain. And then after this, after using this particular sieve to make it to become grain, the next thing you do is to fry the cassava. The same thing as frying it to preserve it. You fry the cassava in minimal heat, so you yourself can do it effectively. If the heat is much, you can't do it. So after doing that, you can leave your cassava as you just pack it inside bags and keep in a cool, dry place. Make sure it doesn't have, because it has high affinity for water. Once it sees water, it dries it up, and then it gets fermented inside the water. So cassava can be consumed very well with our delicate soups here in Nigeria, and cassava can also be taken by people with your milk, your sugar. Cassava flakes had saved a lot of life too. So cassava is very, very important in Nigeria, and then we hope the government makes more economic policy that promotes the production of cassava, so we can have food in our country, especially cassava. We all love cassava.